Customer harasses me, low-key stalks me and is in general the worst. This is probably going to be long because it was a few separate encounters, so sorry in advance. Background. I worked in a small-town electronics appliance store when I was in high school, 2015. I was only a temporary Christmas worker, so I wasn't trained. My job was to help with incoming stock shelves, keep the store tidy and help customers to the best of my ability and then hand them off to the full-timers to complete the sale. I'm quite tech-inclined and could usually help out with what customers are asking, but if I got out of my depth I'd ask one of the full-time staff to assist. Okay, onto the story. Cast. Me equals lil teenage moi. Annie, full-time co-worker. Dad, main harasser, not my dad. Mom, his wife. Girl, their daughter. Boy, their son. So I was stocking shelves one day when it was pretty quiet and this family came in. Dad immediately beelines for me and tells me they need a tablet. Okay, no worries. We have a tablet station set up with all of the Android tablets and then a separate display for the iPads because Apple likes to be different. Kids go off to play on iPads, Dad wanders off and I ask Mom what they need the tablet for etc. She says it's for girls' schoolwork. She says very shyly that she wants the cheapest tablet, important for later. Sweet, I show her the cheapest one and it fits all her requirements. Okay, time to go out the back and get a boxed one. Dad comes back over and immediately starts asking why we went for that one. I try to explain that it's our cheapest option and he starts grilling me on what the difference is between that one and a Samsung one. Well, the price, for a start. Samsung was a solid $400 more. He gets super in-depth, grilling me about specifics of the tablets. I'm not an expert on Android, I'm better with Apple, so I say, I'm not sure, but let me grab someone who will know, and signal to Annie, who is at the counter. She comes over. Dad explodes. No, you need to finish doing your job. To Annie, nope, go away, she hasn't finished her job. This goes on for a few minutes while I try to get a word in. Annie, who has heard everything, says, actually, she's a trainee. Her job is to help as much as she can and then get one of us. She's done her job. Dad gets in a huff but finally shuts up. Annie and Mom decide on the cheaper tablet. Annie goes out back to get the boxed one. Dad goes to get kids from iPads and asks me, what are these? I tell him they're iPads. Why didn't you show us these? Because Mom asked to see the cheapest option and these start at around $500. Dad looks pissed and says, I want one of these. Mom and I are dumbfounded. Dad is insistent and so Annie and I get them sorted on which one, storage size etc. They end up spending $500 more than planned. Mom is not happy but I get the vibe she doesn't want to stand up to Dad. They head to the counter to buy and Annie asks how they'd like to pay. Dad puts a lottery ticket on the counter. Not a winning one, just trash he had in his pocket. Cracks up like it's the funniest joke. Howling with laughter. Annie and I are not having it. Annie asks again, and Mom reluctantly hands over credit card. They pay, and, finally, leave. Wow, nightmare over. Joke. They come in the next day. They don't know how to set up the iPad. Our store offered tech solution, help with tech etc. but usually it's a paid service through a separate part of the company where someone books and then a solutions employee will come to the store. We don't usually sit there and help out ourselves, because we aren't trained for it and we don't get paid for it, unless it's a quick fix or you're extra nice. Family comes in, sits at our finance desk. Asks for help setting up iPad. I'm not there yet, I didn't start until 11 that day but Dad insists they only want me to help them, so they hang around. As soon as I walk in, we entered through the front doors and walk to back room through the store. He grabs me and tries to pull me over to them. I haven't even clocked in or out my stuff away. I'm trying to tell him this but he's breaking out that you need to do your job spiel again, never mind that setting up your iPad isn't actually my job. It took another employee intervening before he would let me go upstairs. I clock in etc. and, reluctantly, head back out. They're still waiting for me. Luckily, I actually know a lot about Apple so it's not a huge task for me to set up an iPad, though the fact that they didn't have an email address, who TF doesn't have an email address, didn't help. Took me 3 hours in the end because Mom didn't understand a lot of it. Dad left and came back with food, tried to give me a acceptable. I declined, not to be rude but mostly because I'd already eaten and it seemed wrong to take food from a customer, stranger. He kept trying to shove it in my face and then eventually decided to eat it himself. I was very stoked when I finally saw the home screen of the iPad and I could send them TF home. I won't keep going on here because this is super long already, but they came in a few more times. Bought another tablet that was super expensive, what the F, and then there was another time that he accosted me outside the store demanding I sell him a phone, and then had a massive argument with me when I tried to sell him said phone. Thanks for watching and don't forget to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Have a good one.